Hi there. Today we're going to learn how to create a digital room using PowerPoint. So this first part is all about how to draw a basic room. So let's take a look at an example first. And here I've created a living room using PowerPoint tools. So first of all, to get started, you want to go into the course and download the 1.2 and 1.3 sketchbook. If you have not already downloaded this template, pause the video, go into the course, and download this template. Once your template is downloaded, make sure that you add your name down at the bottom of your slide where it says name. Next, we have a little bit of instructions for how to use this template. You're going to be creating your drawing using this PowerPoint template. A video tutorial will be included in the course. If you go to this more, we will have all of the video tutorials located in this link. By the way, work not submitted in this template will not be graded until it is submitted in this template. Now, to get you brainstorming about what you are going to create, you are going to start with responding to these questions in the template. The first question is, what type of room will I design? So, to give myself some ideas, I went out and in Google, I looked up some images of bedrooms, and I also got on YouTube and looked up trending styles in 2022. And just to share with you, here is my Google search for room designs. Notice I spelled room with 3 O's instead of 2. Guess what? Google will make modifications for your spelling. The other place that I went to get some ideas was YouTube, and I typed in interior design trends 2022, and you can see here that I was about 5 minutes and 33 seconds into this video when I stopped it and said, ooh, I kind of like this really eclectic maximalism type style. So here is some of my inspiration. All right. Next, what colors will I use? Well, I'm going to start off with the complementary color palette. So for my design, I am going to use cream, orange, and blue hues. Orange and blue are complementary colors on the color wheel, and when you put these two colors next to each other, it makes them brighter and they appear to pop. Now, this color palette that I'm provided on this slide, in the part 2 video, I will show you how to get a color palette that you can add to your slides. So that will be coming up. Now, as I mentioned, there's going to be multiple parts to this video tutorial. So our first video will be all about the initial room drawing with the diagonal lines and a back wall. After the first video, we'll provide a second video showing you how to look up a color palette and textures. If you are going to add windows and doors, this is also a good time to show those items added to the walls. Part 3 of the video series, we're going to show you how to add furniture to your room. And then finally, part 4 is adding the decorative elements such as artwork, sculptures, and plants. So 4 videos, you can either watch all of them and work along side by side with me, or if you already know how to do some of these items, you might be able to skip over some of these video tutorials. Now, to begin, You have a blank slide in your PowerPoint presentation. I am going to add a slide to mine. So I'm going to hold the Control key down and I'm going to tap on M. And that provides me a brand new slide. Now I want a blank slide, so I'm going to click on Layout, and I have a blank slide now. I am going to begin with drawing a rectangle on my slide. And here I am going to click on the rectangle tool in the drawing toolbar. I am going to draw a rectangle covering almost my entire slide. I'm going to leave just a little bit of white space around the edges. And you'll notice when I finish drawing, I have a blue rectangle. I want to change this color. Now I want to show you something. When you see these little dots along the edge of your rectangle, that means the shape is active. If I click off to the side, you'll notice those blue dots disappear. That means the rectangle is not active and you cannot change the color. So click back on your rectangle and you'll notice if I come over here, I have some choices here about my shape. First one is shape fill, then shape outline. These are the two tools I'm going to use. I'm going to click on shape fill, and for this rectangle, I don't want any color in it, so I'm going to click on no fill. But for my outline, I want a black outline, so I'm going to click on the black outline. The next thing I am going to do, you'll notice I still have an insert shape toolbar up here. This might move around on you. It depends on how PowerPoint is set up, but mine moves from the left side to the center and back around as I'm drawing. So sometimes I have to pay attention to where those tools are. I'm going to click on the line tool. I'm going to come to my upper left-hand corner and I'm going to draw a straight line down to my right-hand corner. I'm going to repeat this technique again, starting in the upper right hand corner, and I'm going to drag to the left hand corner. All right, these lines are going to end up creating the corners of the room. The next thing I need to do is I'm going to draw the back wall. So I'm going to click on my rectangle tool and I'm going to add a rectangle onto my PowerPoint slide. Now you'll notice right now that the edges and corners of my rectangle do not match up perfectly with my diagonal lines. So I'm going to want to adjust this rectangle just a bit so that I can have it in the position to create a back wall. I click on my rectangle to activate it again, and I'm going to slide over my rectangle using these dots, and I'm going to resize it, and if I click to the side again, now I've got the four corners of my rectangle touching the diagonal lines. So this blue rectangle is my far wall. The next thing I want to add is the floor, ceiling, and the left and right walls. Now I'm going to do this by using the shape tool again. Notice, look, my shape drawing tool has moved from the left side over to the middle again. I'm going to click on this bottom arrow with the line, and I'm going to come down to basic shapes and click on the trapezoid tool. Now I'm going to come back to my slide and I am going to draw a trapezoid in. And I'm going to make my trapezoid as wide as my rectangle. Now, it obviously does not fit into the floor space yet. This is where I'm going to move my mouse and click on this orange dot, and I'm going to slide the sides in until they touch that blue diagonal line, and that starts creating my floor shape. Next, I'm going to drag this line up and make it match up with my back wall. Now I'm going to go into these two blue shapes and I want the outline to stand out just a tad bit more. So I'm going to click on my shape outline, click on black. I'm going to go to this rectangle and I'm going to repeat black outline. Now I want to make the roof of my room or the ceiling of my room. So I'm going to click on this trapezoid again. I'm going to make a copy of this so that I can put it on the ceiling of my room. So I'm clicking on my shape. I'm going to use the control key on my computer keyboard and I'm going to tap on the letter C. That is going to make a copy of this shape to my clipboard. I move my cursor over to the side and you'll notice that the shape is deactivated. I'm going to hold down the control key and this time I'm going to tap on the letter V and that's going to paste an exact copy of this trapezoid to my screen. Now it does not yet fit onto the ceiling of my room, so I'm going to grab this little circle with the arrow on top. I'm going to click on it and rotate it around. Now I can move my trapezoid up to the ceiling of my room and place it. Click off to the side. I want to now complete my left and my right wall. So I'm going to click on the trapezoid tool again and begin my trapezoid. But guess what? My trapezoid is going up and down and I need it turned sideways. So we're going to use that rotation tool again, click on it and turn my trapezoid. Now I'm going to line up my trapezoid with the corner here. And I am going to drag it to the lower corner of my rectangle. And again, I'm going to grab that orange dot and slide it over. And I am going to stretch out that trapezoid. Remember, I like to have my shape outline black, so I'm clicking on that. Now I want to duplicate this trapezoid right here. So I'm going to click on it, hold down my control key, tap on the C key on my keyboard, and that's going to copy it. Deactivate that trapezoid, hold down the control key, this time press on V, and that makes a duplicate. Now, just like the ceiling, my trapezoid's going the wrong direction. Grab the rotate button, click on it, rotate it around, and drag it into the correct location. Notice my trapezoid's not going quite all the way over, so I can adjust that like so. You'll notice I have a little bit of white showing there. That's okay. I can play around with those adjustments. Hopefully, in the end, I get something that looks a little bit like this. All right, this is the end of part room on how to draw a room. Make sure you duplicate your slides at this point so you can show your steps. You want to know how to do that? Click on your slide that you just finished adjusting. Once you see that orange band all the way around, go up to the copy key and click on the down arrow. Then choose duplicate and you will notice that I now have duplications of this drawing. If I want to get rid of the extra ones, I just highlight them by clicking on them and I hit the delete button. And now I'm down to one drawing. So this is the end of our video and we will begin part 2 shortly.